Hi, welcome to MS Excel 2013 Level 2. In video 1, what we're going to be having a look at here is how to go in and name cells. Basically, a name is a meaningful description that we will assign to a cell to make it easier for us to recognize the cell. Names can be used in the formulas instead of using cell references, and after the name has been assigned, we can then add them to the formula. There are certain things that you need to remember when defining names for a cell or range. Names must begin with a letter or an underscore. It cannot include spaces and cannot match a cell address. As an example, if I want to name cell C3 to quarter 1, what I do is I select cell C3, go to the name box over here. This is called the name box, as mentioned in the previous videos. It either shows the cell reference or the name of the cell if the cell has got one. Right, so the first thing that I'm going to do here is type in QTR and 1 and watch what happens. And enter. Notice it's immediately taken me to column QTR and row 1. So what it's seeing there in the name box is basically a cell reference and not really a cell name. To overcome that problem, I'm just going to go home by pushing Control Home. Takes me back to cell A1. Selecting QTR1 again. Go to the name box, QTR, and this time I'm going to use an underscore with 1. And enter. If I move away from the cell now, I'm now showing C4 as a cell reference. If I click back onto cell 3, under normal circumstances the name box would show cell 3, but now because I've renamed it, it shows quarter 1. Now you cannot copy these cell names. We can go in and edit them, which I'll show you in a minute, but copying them doesn't work. So for each cell we'd have to then go in and name the cells individually. As you can see now, I've clicked on the autofill button and I've moved to the other cells and they are still showing the cell references. So as you can see, they do not actually add the name automatically. Right, I'm selecting QTR, in other words quarter 2. I'm going to rename it to QTR2. Don't forget the underscore. Oops. And enter. And so I'm going to do this to the other remaining cells over here. Right, so let's name the last cell F3 to quarter 4. Go here to the name box, QTR underscore 4, and enter. As you can see, all 4 cells are now named. Right, I just want to show you something else as well. I just want to show you where you can also go in and have a look where you can define names, and that's under the formula ribbon on the define names group. You'll see there it's got the manager, name manager, define name, use in formula, and create from selection. If I click on name manager over here, notice how it brings up and shows me all the cell names that have been added in. Click close, and we're now ready to go and use the name in a formula. So let's have a look how we do this. Type in equals, and we'll do it the old-fashioned way first. Go plus, select the second cell, plus, select the third cell, plus, and select the fourth cell. Notice that you're not seeing any cell references here at all, only the cell names, because we've renamed them. Push enter, and notice it's now gone and put my formula in for me. So let's test this formula. 10 plus 10 Notice it's giving me my running total as I move on. And there we go. So that is using a straightforward basic formula. Let's have a look at another one, where we're going to actually use a function. Start off our formula with the equal sign. Type in the function. Select it. And now it's ready to complete the formula for you. So we're going to select the first cell. If I start typing in Q, notice how it's brought up the 4 cells that have been named: QT1, QT2, QT3 and QT4. I'm going to select QT1. That is the first cell of the range. I'm going to put my colon in, and then my last cell. And as you can see, once again, it's putting in the names instead of the cell references. Once I push enter, voila, it's gone and added together. One thing about naming the cells, it allows me to move the cells around without actually cell references changing. By naming the cells, it's kept the cell integrity intact, and no matter where I move them to, I'm still going to get the same value. Not like when we use it as a relative reference, which we'll discuss again later. Right, we've come to the end of this video. What I'd like you to do now is open up your practice exercise, go to the naming cells sheet, go in and name the cells the same as I did, set up the formula using the named cells, move the cells around and see what effect it has, and save the workbook. We've come to the end of this video. Thanks for your time, and see you in the next one.